Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome. As you can see today, I have my glasses on because I was way too lazy to actually take the time to put in my contact lenses. Yeah. Today, I'm starting a new series on my channel called FAVE Fives, and this series will consist of me going through different makeup categories and picking my 5 favorite products that I love from each category. So, today's video is going to be on foundations. But before we get into this video, I'd really appreciate it if you would like this video as well as subscribe to my channel down below, as well as smash the notification button so you don't miss any future video uploads from me. But yeah, like I said, this video is on foundations, my 5 favorite foundations ranging from low to high end. So if you're interested, please keep on watching, and if you're not, please stop right here. It's not worth your time and effort. So let's get into the video. So I'm just putting this out there. I didn't mean for the majority of these foundations to be mid to high end foundations. I'm really sorry. I do have a drugstore alternative because for dark skin there's not really that many drugstore options, so we do have to go towards mid to higher end foundation. So I'm just putting that out there. First foundation I'm going to be talking about is the Lancome Tint Idol Ultra 24-hour makeup. This retails for $47. Yes, you heard correctly. $47. You can buy this foundation at Sephora, I think Ulta, maybe Macy's, and anywhere else that sells Lancome products. I personally like to use 2 pumps of this foundation all over my face, and then if I need a little bit more coverage in areas, I just go in and just kind of spot foundation on and blend that in. My favorite method of application, you could use a beauty blender or a round top kabuki brush, sort of like this one from Real Techniques. So you can alternate between a beauty blender or a sponge. They work either way. The beauty blender may shear it down just a teeny bit, but it's not that bad, so you can get away with using one or the other. Personally, this tends to wear on me before I start getting oily for maybe about 4 to 5 hours. Maybe about the 4th to 5th hour I start getting shiny in my T-zone area. Just mostly on my cheeks and my forehead, not so much on my chin. But yeah, that's kind of how it wears for me. If you're looking to invest in a higher end foundation, this is a really, really good alternative, and you will not be disappointed. So this is my first foundation that I absolutely love. So the next foundation I have is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless foundation. So if you are on a budget and you need a really, really good foundation, this is an amazing foundation. I'm wearing it on my face today. This retails for between, I think, $6 to $9. I paid $6 per bottle at Walmart, so it's a very affordable foundation. I have 2 shades right here. I have 360 Mocha and 362 Truffle, so I have 2 shades that are right next to each other. For me, I have 2 of them because 360 Mocha is a bit too golden for me, and 362 Truffle was supposed to be pink. It is pinker, but when I put it on, it turns gray. So I mixed the 2, and it gives me a perfect match for my face. I am wearing the mix of these 2 on my face today. As you can see, it's a pretty good match for this 2 mixture. For the mixture of the 2, excuse me. I do wish they had a shade in between that was kind of more cool but doesn't turn gray like Truffle. Is like that perfect in between shade. My method of application that I used to put this on today was the Real Techniques buffing brush. That's what I used to put it on today. I have also used the beauty blender to apply it. It works just as fine for that. Normally for these I start getting oily maybe around hours 5, 6, because I have really, really oily skin. so I tend to get shiny in my forehead and on my cheeks, not so much my chin, and I do get it on my nose, like right here on the sides of my nose and maybe the tip of my nose. But if you're looking for a really good drugstore foundation, this is it. They do have a really good range. However, you have to be careful when picking your shade in the drugstore, because it's not just, okay, I have yellow undertones here, neutral undertones here, red undertones here, cool undertones here. They're all scrambled within each other, so you may think you're like 333 warm tan or whatever, and you get it and you think it's yellow, but it ends up being pink. I know Maybelline is currently expanding the range even further, so there are more darker shades coming as well as more yellow and olivey shades coming. So if you want to try this foundation but can't use it because there's no shade for you, especially I know the more yellow and olive girls who want to try this foundation, it's coming. It's coming. I've seen it on Maybelline's Instagram and all over social media that it's coming, so stay tuned for another shade extension. Next up, I have the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. If you don't have this foundation in your collection, you're missing out. I feel like it's a staple in every makeup lover's collection. This retails for $42. Yeah, it's another high-end foundation. I apologize for that, but like I said before, it's very hard for darker skin tones to find stuff in the drugstore. I think besides the Maybelline one, the other brand that actually has some dark shades are Revlon, and they don't even have shades that are dark enough. So yeah, this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. Retails for $42. You can buy it at anywhere that sells Estee Lauder. Sephora, I think Ulta has it, Dillard's, Macy's, anywhere that sells Estee Lauder, you can buy it online. I suggest getting matched in store for this because I thought I was one shade and I was completely different shade. This foundation is a medium full coverage foundation, but you can build it up to full. It's a really mattifying foundation. So if you like your makeup to be really matte, combine it with a mattifying primer, this will keep you from getting oily. It will keep you from getting oily, and it's a really good coverage foundation. I tend to use 1 to 1.5 pumps, sometimes 2 pumps, because I think at the second pump it tends to start getting kind of cakey on my face. So I like to use a beauty blender to apply this. It kind of takes away a little bit of the coverage, the full coverageness of this foundation, and it kind of makes it really even and beautiful and pretty, and it makes it sit better on the skin. You can use a brush with this foundation, like the Real Techniques brush or Run Top Kabuki brush for this foundation, but I feel like you use less if you're going to use a brush with this. But yeah, it's a really nice foundation, and I completely recommend it if you have oily skin. Next up, we have the Venti Beauty Foundation. I've talked about this on my channel in my Venti beauty review video from a couple videos back. I'll link it down in the description bar. This retails for $34, and you can buy it at Sephora if you're in the United States, Harvey Nichols if you are in the UK, and FentyBeauty.com if you live internationally outside of those 2 countries. I wear the shade 440, and this foundation is a lovely foundation. This is probably a light medium coverage that you can build up to full. It's a very liquidy foundation, so I recommend applying this using a brush, because if you use a beauty blender, you will end up using 2 to 3, maybe even up to 4 times as much product than you need. I personally like to use 2 pumps of this, dot this all over my face, and then buff it in with a brush, and it leaves a very nice natural looking finish to the skin. It's like your skin but better. That's what I like about this foundation. When you use a beauty blender, it shears it down way too much. So you end up having to go squirt, 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 put it on. Okay, I need to have more because the coverage is not there. Because it's so liquidy. The beauty blender is literally sucking it up like a sponge. Well, it is a sponge. What am I saying? It's literally sucking it up. So you end up using more. For me, over time, I don't really get oily. I kind of get that healthy glow from within kind of look on my skin. It's not like matte. It's not sucking the life out of my face. It's a very natural, healthy kind of look as it kind of settles into my skin and my natural oils come out. I don't really get oily with it. I just get that natural, healthy, skin-like glow. Forgot to mention, with the Estee Lauder foundation, I don't really get oily with this foundation at all. I don't really get oily with this at all, so I'm just letting you guys know that. I love Venti because the extensive shade range, and I heard that Rihanna is releasing 40 more shades, which is really, really good. I hope they're more in-between shades because some people complain there are not enough neutral shades or olive shades, and she is working on that, I think. So just to have 40 more shades come out with Venti is going to be amazing. So I hope that comes out soon so that more people are able to try it. So the last foundation I'm going to be talking about is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Foundation. I am in the shade 29 Truffle. This retails for $34, and you can get this at Sephora, Ulta, and anywhere that sells Bare Minerals. The only problem I have with this foundation is that this is the second darkest shade out of the entire line. They have 30 shades, yet this is the second darkest one. That shouldn't be happening. For me, as a reference shade, if anyone's wondering, I wear NW50 in MAC. That's a reference point for you guys. So this should definitely not be the second darkest shade. Bare Minerals can definitely go a lot darker with that, and I hope to see them expand the shade range by 10 to 15 shades in the future because that's absolutely ridiculous. This is a really nice foundation for oily skin. I wasn't so sure when I first got it that it would be really good because it's Bare Pro. I'm gonna expect it to look like skin because that's typically what Bare Minerals does. They typically do mineral makeup, which is supposed to make it look like it's your skin and everything, very natural looking makeup. But I was pleasantly surprised by this. I tend to get oily maybe around between hours 4 and 5. So like I said, I think for the Lancome Foundation, I tend to get oily, start getting oily around hours 4 to 5. It's just mostly my nose, not so much my forehead or my cheeks. So that's really good. It's just mostly my nose, so I just tend to blot my nose. It's a really nice foundation. I completely recommend it. The way I like to apply it, I use either a brush or a beauty blender. So yeah, you can use either one of them. I use 2 pumps of this all over my face. This is a medium coverage foundation that is buildable to full. If I need a little bit more coverage, I will add a 3rd pump on my face, but I usually use no more than 2 pumps. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Fave 5s video. Please let me know in the comments down below what oily girl-friendly foundations that I should try, or if you have tried any of the foundations that I've mentioned in this video down below. I want to know your thoughts on these foundations as well. Please don't forget to follow me on my social media. My Instagram and my Twitter are at Gbemi Abiola, and my Snapchat is at ILoveToPurplify. I hope you all have a wonderful day wherever you are and that you're well, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.